Hello and welcome back to the channel. As I hit the record button there, the whole camera moved. Today, I'm going to show you how to do a Russian twist. Now, just remember, any exercise with an Eastern European name in front of it, Bulgarian split squats, Russian twists, Romanian deadlifts, I'm sure there's many that don't spring to mind. Hungarian jumping jack, I don't think that's an actual thing. The Moldovan clean and press, that's not a thing. But you get the point. Anything with a country in front of it like that means that it's particularly difficult if it's done correctly. So I'm going to talk you through and show you exactly how to do the Russian twist. And that's coming up right now. So, the Russian twist. This is a popular exercise, which means that you'll see a lot of varying forms of it. And the form I'm going to take you through is probably looks the least impressive, but therefore is more than likely the most effective. And that's very interesting to me. Now, for the Russian twist, I want you to set up, and I want you to set up. We're not going to have our feet up here as we do it, and we're not going to have them flat on the floor. You want to try and just hover them above the floor, lightly tap the heels on the floor if you need to. If you need to put a bit more weight into your heels when you do the Russian twist, then that's fine. That's not a big deal, but we want to try and lift them off slightly. We want to have them just dabbing the floor, somewhere in between there, just so that we can definitely get that rotation in when we need to. And that's going to help us squeeze the glutes, stabilize our core as we go through this. So again, just nice and light off the floor. Now the next thing you'll see is people doing this Russian twist with a bended chest. And what that does is that takes the pressure off the abs and puts it into the back. It doesn't keep the tension in the core. So what you're going to want to do is you want to push the shoulder blades down, squeeze them together, and make sure the chest is prominent. Point the chest forward for me. That's what we're after there. We kind of don't want to see it with a curved spine. So up, shoulder blades back and down. Here, nice and light off the floor or on the floor. If you're strong enough, you can have your feet off the floor, but there's absolutely fine if you're not. Then you're going to put your arms up like so. Just let me shuffle back so I don't fall out of frame. Arms up like so. And now I want you to imagine that your hands and your nipples are headlights as we do this, headlights. And you're going to rotate all the headlights together. So we're like this. So these are your main beams. Keep the main beams pointing where you're driving. And we're going to rotate there like so. And then we're going to come back round to there like so. And you'll really feel that right through the core. Let me just show you the front one so you can see what the main beams look like. As you're here, shoulder blades back and down, chest nice and prominent. And I'm moving the nipples in line with the hands. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm keeping the same distance between the hands. Now that's really important because if the distance changes between the hands, you know what you're doing is as you can see that there, you can see my hands are getting closer together. If I pull them back at the same distance I ended up here, then that means that you're just closing through the shoulder. You're doing this. You're not actually working the core like so. Now, you'll see many people grab one of these things, grab a medicine ball, and you'll see them kind of doing this, rotating as much as they can, thinking they're getting a great core workout in. But as you can see, my shoulders aren't really moving. It's just my hands that are moving. And even if we took that into a slight rotation, rotating the shoulders, you can't get it round enough. You're not activating the core. All that's happening there is my lower back's getting tired. And that's no fun when you get to my age. So we're not going to be doing it like that. And if you're doing it with your arms up in the air with a medicine ball, you really don't need a lot of weight. In fact, that's too heavy for me, and that's a 4-kilo ball. If you're doing this properly, you probably don't need any weight at all. Shoulder blades back and down, nipples pointing out, main beams all the way, and you'll really feel that pulling through the core. The only other thing you can do with it is if you're strong enough to have your feet up like so, then you want to make sure you're not kicking and swiveling with the feet as you do it. You want to keep the feet nice and still. Oh, this is tiring. You want to make sure you keep the feet nice and still as you're doing it, because the rotation of the feet to counterbalance will take the pressure out of the core, and all you're doing is balancing your weight. I hope you found this really helpful. If you have any questions about the Russian twist, then you know what to do. Just find me an email, adam@thegymstarter.com, or drop me a comment on the video. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I'll speak to you again really, really soon. Have a great day. Ciao, ciao.